Hello everybody. Well, I think once again I'm going to upset people, and that is not what I want to do. It certainly isn't my wish. First of all, let me tell you, because we have posted something and people might be wondering, the little tiny donkey that was left at our gate last week, unfortunately we couldn't save him and he passed away. He's now buried here in our land. But what I want to talk to you about now is the Caleche horses in Marrakesh. And I have a real dilemma, and I mean this quite sincerely. We were delighted when we were invited to join a convention with the local authority and with the region to offer refuge here for horses and equines who may be abused and either removed from their owners or abandoned and could spend the rest of their lives here with us. I remember telling everyone about it, and I thought this was a huge step forward. The people in Marrakesh who we met were delightful and very much with us, including the city vet. But it was the case that when it comes to an abandoned or a sick animal, it will be taken to Spanner for the first 4 days, because there's already a convention between the local authorities and Spanner. And if the owners don't turn up or it can't be helped, it should come here. Now, this doesn't appear to have been happening, but even more importantly, it is still the responsibility of Spanner to have the cases of the Caleche horses reported to them. So in fact, if I phone the local authority and say, oh, this is happening, this is this horse, it's in a dreadful state, it has to be reported to Spanner. But every single day I am bombarded with people who I truly believe trust us and know that we care as to the state of these horses. It's getting worse, and it's getting worse for several reasons. Post-pandemic, a lot of the horses were already malnourished. They went back on the streets. And of course, tourists wouldn't get in the caleches, and they're used very much as taxis for local people. Some are still looked after very well, and that can't be denied, but more and more are in a dire state. And because there have been such financial difficulties around the tourist industry, many of the owners subcontract these horses and caleches to drivers. And quite frankly, the drivers just don't give a toss. When we go and see them or we confront them, they say, they're not our horses, they're not our responsibility. So it's not going to get better, it's going to get worse, because the less that tourists do use these facilities, the harder it's going to get for the horses. So there has to be a solution. Me joining a convention with the local authority may not be the solution. We have to have a more radical solution, perhaps. And I don't know how this grabs all of you, but those of you that do live in Marrakesh and are as distressed as I am, I would like to invite you to come to Georgia. I think we should arrange an afternoon or an evening when people can come, and we can sort of share our thoughts and our resources as to how this matter is going to be resolved. I have a few ideas of my own. Perhaps there are cases that are so bad we could privately finance a good lawyer, and there are some in Morocco, to take these cases to court. This is not going to make me popular with the local authority, the powers to be. It's certainly not going to help my relationship with Spanner. Spanner want me to behave, be a good girl, not criticise them, just get on with what I get on with and leave them to get on with what they get on with. And I can understand that. That's how the people in London see it. But the reality is we see every day of our lives animals suffering. And the reality is today, the 2 horses that I've just posted photographs of, as far as I understand it, people have been telephoning Spanner and nobody answers the phone, and they're not open on a Sunday anyway. So I'm sorry if that appears like criticism, and I'm sure Spanner will be watching me. But what I'm saying, as far as I know, is the truth. I'm not making these things up, and we have evidence. You can hear a gale blowing in the background. I don't know what's happened over Marrakesh today. There's a huge storm. Perhaps that says something. Perhaps we need a storm somewhere. So please, thank you again for your support. For goodness sake, those of you that care, stick with it. Bye for now.